Number 10 was screaming children who are having temper tantrums. Anybody got that one? Okay. You guys just hate kids. You guys are awful. No, I'm just kidding. Number 7 was when someone else copies you. Oh. I don't know if you guys see how Pastor Mark will dress sometimes, but I swear that dude copies. No, I'm kidding. Number 3 was about people who have had bad driving etiquette. Any crazy bad drivers that annoys you? Yeah. Kate, no, I was kidding. Number one was when people chew with their mouth open. That's all bad. That is all bad. Now think about this. When it comes to pet peeves, it's always about somebody else, right? It's always about what somebody else does to you or bothers you or annoys you. This is what I mean. When it comes to pet peeves, you don't say, oh, you know what my biggest pet peeve is? It's how I'm inevitably late to every single friend outing. I'm always late. That's me. I'm that person. Or you know what I hate? I hate the fact that I leave the toilet seat up. That's just so obnoxious of me. Or I hate the fact that I chew with my mouth open. No, pet peeves are about other people do to us, about how it impacts or affects us. And it's funny, we can joke about annoying things that bother us, pet peeves in our lives, but when it comes to something that hurts us, the game kind of changes. It gets kind of real. This is what I mean. When anybody have a friend who talks bad about you and you find out about it, that's going to hurt you. Or your parent says a rude comment and it really just hurts you. Or, I don't know, maybe one of your friends is shooting their shot with your ex-boyfriend and you're like, that really hurts me. That's a big pet peeve of mine. I don't like fake friends, you know what I mean? You got different things that hurt you in your life. Maybe you don't relate to those ones. I'll give some more examples. You have this big game. Maybe it's a soccer game, whatever sport it is. You have this big game, and you're expecting your parent to be there, and they don't show up. That hurts. Or your teacher. Your teacher has they say a passive-aggressive comment in front of the whole class to you specifically. That hurts. There's different things that hurt us in our lives, but if you notice, it's always about what somebody does to us. It's always about somebody doing something that bothers or hurts or frustrates me in my life. And what do we do when we get hurt? I don't know. That's for you to answer. For me, sometimes I get to this place where I'm heated, or I'm sweating, I'm frustrated, I'm mad, I want to fight. I don't know. Maybe for you, there's different triggers that happen when something hurts you or frustrates you. And what can be bad is sometimes we make decisions that we will regret now and later. So when it comes to things that hurt us, when it comes to things that frustrate us, when it comes to things that annoy us, what do we need to go to? And I want to continue to look through the book of Proverbs written by Solomon. He's the wisest man in the Bible. And I think there's a verse that we can really focus in on to help you handle those situations so you don't make decisions that you regret now and later. This is what it says in Proverbs chapter 19, verse 11. It says, a person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense. So this is what Solomon is saying. He's saying patience can only come from wisdom. Wisdom in a person leads to patience. That's the only way. Now, we're not just talking waiting for Amazon Prime package to show up. 2 full days. I'm so impatient. We're not just talking about that patience. We're not talking about Stranger Things season 4 coming out in 2022 or something ridiculous like that. That's a long time from now. I'm stressed out about that. We're not just talking about when you send a risky text or you're in trouble with a friend or boyfriend or girlfriend or parent and you got the 3 dots typing an iMessage. We're not just talking about that patience because you could be very impatient waiting for that text to go through. Those are different ways that we need to be patient. But what I really want to talk about today, and one avenue that can be very antagonistic to our faith and our relationships, is patience with people. Patience with people. When people hurt us, when people get mad at us, when people treat us poorly, when our dad doesn't show up to our really big event that we want, when our mom is rude to us for no reason, when our sibling eats the last Hot Pocket or something that just makes us so mad, how are you going to react? And this is what I'm challenging you guys to do today, is to be patient, to be patient. I love what Solomon says. He says to overlook an offense. When you're overlooking offense, when you are saying, I'm going to look past that person's mistake, I'm going to look past that person, that the way they hurt me, I'm going to look past that person, this current circumstance, I'm going to look past it. I'm going to overlook that offense. You're going to be at your best. When you overlook somebody's offense, you're going to be at your best. You're going to look at your best. You're going to look mature. But really, you're going to be your best, and you're going to be mature, and you're going to be patient. So Solomon is challenging us to overlook an offense. When those things really, really bug us, when they really, really hurt us, when that tension happens in your friendships or your family, and those moments just absolutely trigger you, and you can admit that, Solomon's saying, wait a minute, a wise person would be patient. So we're going to navigate through three areas that we need to be patient. 3 practices of patience that we can look at today. The first one is to see through your feelings. See through your feelings. This is what James says. Now, James is the brother of Jesus. Now, check this out. This is what he says. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Anybody ever been quick to speak and quick to be angry? Oh, come on. Y'all a bunch of liars. No, I'm just kidding. Can't lie in church. No, I'm playing. I don't know about you, but I'll be quick to speak sometimes. I remember being in high school, just being like, I had one of the worst days or something, and my mom would or my brother, they would just eat the last Hot Pocket. No, they would like actually do something that triggers me, and I would say something quick. I'd be quick to be angry. Come on, you've been in friendships, you've been in relationships where you've been quick to say something, and then moments later, you regret it. Moments later, you're like, I got mad for no reason. I was quick to judge, or I was quick to say something, but actually, I was probably in the wrong there. Now, James, the brother of Jesus, spent a lot of time with Jesus, and he looked at his life, and you could look at Jesus in the Bible and know that Jesus was extremely patient. Jesus had feelings just like us. He would get frustrated. He would get frustrated with his mom, first miracle in the Bible, but he wouldn't act out, and he'd be patient with people. Now, James is saying, be slow to speak, be slow to be angry. Just calm down for a second. Essentially, see through your feelings. See through your feelings. Now, I know that can be hard because when we feel something, we immediately want to act on it. Now, James is saying, slow down a sec. Slow down a sec. Now, that's the first one. This is the second one, is see through the hurt. See through the hurt. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31 through 32 says this: make a clean break with all cutting, backbiting, profane talk. Be gentle with one another, sensitive. Forgive one another. Listen up. Listen to this. As quickly and as thoroughly as God in Christ has forgiven you. As quickly and as thoroughly as God has forgiven you. We need to see through the hurt. We need to see through the hurt. I've been hurt before in my life. I remember there's this one time, freshman year of high school. It was my first serious relationship, and I got broken up with. It was, I was hurting that day. I remember listening to R&B Drake like all day in my feelings. And I remember I was hurting, and I got home, and the last thing I wanted to do was talk to my mom. And my mom was just like, she was just digging at me. She could tell that I was frustrated or hurt with something. She kept on asking me how my day was. Is there something wrong? And I remember just snapping on her, yelling, going to my room, slamming the door, playing more R&B Drake, just getting in my feelings. I was so frustrated. I remember that moment, I like 6.5 minutes later, I was like, wow, I kind of overreacted right there. I was probably pretty rude to my mom. Probably shouldn't have treated her that way. Probably shouldn't have reacted that way. I go back down and I apologize. She goes, I know, honey, you were hurt. I could tell you were hurt. This is the truth, is that hurt people hurt people. This is what you need to understand, is that hurt people hurt people. Maybe you've been hurt before, and because of that, you've hurt someone. And you know it. You know that I've been hurt, so I'm either I'm gonna do it intentionally, or it's just gonna happen naturally. I'm just not gonna control my emotions. I'm just gonna act out however I want to. Hurt people, they hurt people. And so if you could understand that when we flip it, because I don't know about you, it's easy for me to understand that when I hurt someone, it's because I was hurt. When I wrong somebody, when I act out, when I treat somebody poorly, it's because I was hurt. It's justifiable. But wait a minute, when somebody hurts me or when somebody hurts us, we're like, why did they do that? I don't deserve to be treated this way. They hurt me. I'm never going to forgive them. I'm never going to work things out with them. I'm going to judge them. I'm going to talk bad about them now. But if we would understand that hurt people, even when we get hurt, we hurt people, you could see through the hurt. And what happens when you see through the hurt? You'll realize that they need healing just as much as you do. Just as much as you need grace and mercy and love and forgiveness, just as much as you've messed up, they've messed up. Hurt people. When we see through the hurt, when we see through the hurt that's caused us, we'll see that that person needs healing. That person needs a friend. That person needs a son or a daughter. That person needs us. Person needs hope. Chase, you can come on up. See through the hurt. That's the second practice of patience. If we want to be patient with people, if we want to have long-lasting, healthy relationships, be patient with people. See through your feelings, the current circumstances, saying, I know that things aren't just about me or how I feel, but there's more to the story. Second thing is to see through the hurt. See through the hurt. Here's the third one, is to see through the lens of God. See through the lens of God. Now I'm going to spin it off a little bit, just talk about patience in general. Because what I know is I've talked to a lot of you, and you're going through a lot of pain. And if we're being honest, sometimes in the waiting of our pain, it's really hard to be patient. Sometimes in the current season that we're in, it's really hard to be patient. It's really hard to think that things will get better. It's really hard to have faith that things will get better. It's really hard to have hope in God, in Jesus. It's really hard to have hope that we are supposed to live or that we have a purpose. It's really hard to be patient, knowing that things, they don't seem like they're changing, but Pastor Jordan and my crew leader and my friends tell me that things are going to get better and God has a plan, but nothing is changing. And it makes me think about anybody, okay, I already mentioned something about Amazon packages, but anybody like super impatient with deliveries? Come on, I remember being, it was my, Chase, you know how to play those back there? I said, you know how to play those back there? No, I'm just kidding. There we go. We can turn them on. Jeez. Just waiting the whole time. I'm going to tell the whole story again. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so here's my story. So it was freshman year of college. I was playing basketball at a junior college in Bellingham, and I ordered a new pair of basketball shoes. We got team shoes, but I got my own separate ones. And I remember being so excited. The season was starting in like a week, and I was so excited. I paid $50 for one-day shipping. That's ridiculous. Come on, that's ridiculous. I paid $50 for one-day shipping because I wanted it. I wanted the shoes now. I wanted to wear the shoes now, so I paid $50 for shipping. That is ridiculous. I could not afford that, but I did it anyways. Now, the thing is UPS came by the next day, and I wasn't home. I was at practice. So they don't just leave it at my porch, because I lived in a very ghetto spot in Bellingham. So they took the package back. The next day, I was like, hey, it better come again. I'm at practice again. It goes 8 days. I don't get my shoes. I have to go to the post office. I have to fill out this form. I finally get my shoes after 8 days. Now, I wanted something. I wanted it really bad right now. And I asked for it. I paid for it. When it comes to our relationship with God, this is what I'm getting at. When it comes to our relationship with God, we want something, and we want it now because that's what society has built into us. That's culture. We want something, we want it now. Amazon Prime, we can get groceries the same day. We want something. It's been built into us. We want it now. God, I want change, and I want it now. I want breakthrough, and I want it now. I want healing, and I want it now. God, I just want to be happy. I just want to feel something, and I want it right now. When I was waiting for my package, I wasn't available. Some of us here, me, often, I ask for things, but I don't make myself available to God. We're asking for all these things we want it now, but we don't even spend time with God every single day. We don't make ourselves available. We don't posture our hearts to say, God, it's on your shipping, it's on your timing, whenever I need it, whatever I need, I know that you are faithful to deliver. That's what God wants for your life. He's trying to deliver you promises and faithfulness and fruit and joy. God is trying to give you things, but you're not making yourself available. Why? Maybe some of you do. I know I struggle with this. I'm preaching to myself. The reason why I don't make myself available is I'm so worried about what I'm asking for. I wanted this colorway of the shoes. I want to go to this school. I want my family to look like this. I want my friendships to look like this. I want my relationship to look like this. God, when are you going to bring it? Because we're so obsessed with what the package is going to look like, we're not trusting God with his timing and his delivery. Can I tell you something? God knows exactly what you need when you need it. God knows exactly what you need when you need it. He's going to be faithful to deliver it. He's been faithful since the beginning. He delivered his son Jesus for us so we can have joy and abundance. We can have heaven forever. God's been faithful to deliver before you were even born. Today, if we would shift our focus, if we would not only ask, but we would make ourselves available every day to grow in a relationship with Jesus, to grow in community. And I get it. A lot of you are going through some really hard times. I would encourage you. Walk out today and trust God. He's going to deliver what you need when you need it. His timing is perfect. See through your feelings. See through the hurt. See through the lens of God. That's how you're going to practice patience in your life. That's how you're going to know things will be good. Wisdom breeds patience. You practice these three things. You're going to be patient with people. You're going to be patient in your relationship with God. I want to pray for some people here today. So every head bowed, eyes closed.